其他嘅相關條文，憲法第26條列明咗香港永久居民。其他嘅相關條文，憲法第26條列明咗同埋被選有居民就可以依法擁有選舉權同埋被選舉。
喺干諾道中天橋上邊，我望住下面一班嘅市民，佢哋喺干諾道中天橋上邊，我望住上面一班嘅市民，佢哋我自己就咁習慣睇喺10分鐘左右之內已經放咗超過10枚，我自己就咁市民都喺10分鐘而冇任何已經放咗超過10枚催淚彈，大部分市民都淨係散開而冇任何嘅反抗。我見到嘅只係一班心無寸嘅市民，佢哋連口罩都冇，就咁用肉身去抵擋。見到嘅只係一班心無寸嘅市民，佢哋散開咗，連口罩都冇，就咁用肉身去抵擋啲催淚彈。佢哋散開咗，繼續向前行；散開咗，繼續向前行。
After the smoke of the umbrella movement clears, things turn back to normal in Hong Kong. People walk, eat, dwell, work, talk and read in their city as if nothing happened. But even though the architecture of rules and repression influences these routine practices, it cannot determine them. According to French philosopher Michel de Certeau, there exists an element of creative resistance in the act of doing. As people walk, eat, dwell, work, talk and read in their city, they leave behind traces of disobedience. Sometimes these traces are barely visible, sometimes hidden in plain sight, and sometimes they are only visible in their invisibility. But if you look in the right way and in the right places, you can always find them.
What we only dreamed of yesterday is taking shape around our sniffles and coughing. It's not much, but we can see a long way. You tell the white sky you chose freedom, if we have someone to mourn and things to criticize. Don't stick slogan labels on us. We're taking on the front porch, now out back, in the alley. Let our message go out in all directions. How can we abandon all this? Though you say you think we'd better, now that the trucks and tanks are closing in, and people are running and screaming all around, and flares light up the entire square. Here, we sit dumb, hardly trembling in the chilly night. You say it was always a temporary home. We can build another. Sure we can. Our own hearts are the furniture.
So it says it's under renovation and upgrade, but according to the lady around the corner, this place is already closed for like. Want to tell you, like, spilling the beans of all the hidden secrets of the core of communism. 會唔會可以錄到啦？或者我哋錄音都得嘅，唔樣都得嘅。明白，咁冇問題，我哋都係問你哋。係啦係啦，即係以我所知個 person 就講咯，而家個公司。好啊好啊。就係其實越嚟越少書店咧，自從同台灣嘅小店之後咧，咁以前咧就
銅鑼灣上邊咧要買好多一類。
Sure. I'm not frightened. I just can't talk.
What you see here is a canal house in Amsterdam. A canal house the house was built in the 17th century, and a few years later it was bought by a German who was a Catholic, and he built a Catholic church on the top floors of his house. And that was necessary because it was in a time when the Protestants were in power and they tolerated only their own religion visible in the public space. And the reason is not really that the Protestants were so very philanthropic. It was more about economy, because Catholics were needed in the city for their labor force. Amsterdam was expanding, it was booming business in Amsterdam here, economically. So there were new canals to be built and new houses to be built, and they needed their labor force, the Catholic labor force. So they tolerated them in the city, but then you also have to tolerate their churches, because a Catholic must go to communion. You have to tolerate the churches also. So that's the reason why you see here a church in a normal house.
Den Haag was vlakbij ons huis, maar 2 treinstationnetjes verder. En het was op een zaterdag. En daar ben ik naartoe geweest. Ik had een spandoek gemaakt, echt ouderwets, gewoon met een laken. Ik weet niet meer wat erop stond, maar met stokken liepen we daar.
Want het mocht dus wel in Nederland.
Oh ja, jazeker. Demonstratierecht. Ja, een lint van vriendelijkheid. En mijn ouders waren er ook. Die waren samen gegaan. En ik weet dat mijn moeder veel foto's heeft genomen. Er was toen natuurlijk nog wat fotorolletjes. En toen was het ook nieuw dat je de 24-uur service had. Dus toen ik thuis kwam van het demonstreren, had ze de foto's er al. Dat was heel bijzonder.
Verzet begint niet met grote woorden, maar met kleine daden. Zoals storm met zacht geritsel in de tuin. Of de kat die de kolder in zijn kop krijgt. Zoals brede rivieren met een kleine bron. Verscholen in het woud. Zoals een vuurzee met dezelfde lucifer die een sigaret aansteekt. Zoals liefde met een blik. Een aanraking, iets dat je opvalt in een stem. Jezelf een vraag stellen. Daarmee begint verzet.